Hello and welcome back to Python Fundamentals. In this video, I will cover about loop control statements. So there are three statements called continue, break, and pass. These statements, they can be used inside the loops. Generally, we use certain for loop and in while loops. These statements, they alter the flow of normal loop. So let us see what are these statements and how they can be used in the for or while loops. So the first one is the continue statement. And this continue statement, if it is used in a loop, what it does is it continues to the next iteration. That means it terminates the current loop iteration. So let us take an example and see what is the purpose of continue statement in for and while loops. For I in, we know how to write the for loop. For I in a range of 5 colon. Now, I'll just print the elements of from the range of I, that is range of 5 is 0 to 5 minus 1, that is 0 to 4 it takes. So I'll print the range of the numbers between 0 and 5. And I give a condition called if I is equal to 2, I is equal to 2, continue. And then print I. So indentation is very, very important. The print statement should be along with the if statement. Let us see now what continue does. So if you see the output of the program, this program, for if I is equal to 2, I is equal to 2 is a true condition. If the condition is satisfied, it continued. That means the iteration has continued to the next iteration. So it stopped this age. That means it skipped this I is equal to 2 print option, and then it has gone to the next iteration. So it has printed instead of 2, it has printed, it has 0, 1. For I is equal to 2, continue. You don't print that particular skip. You have to, it has to skip the code there. Then it has continued to the next iterations. That is the purpose of continue in the loop. So it is skipping whatever is written in the above statement, if condition, right? Now let us see the same thing by using a break. So what is the importance of break in the for loop? We'll see the break statement. So here, if we use a break, then obviously when we execute the program, what happened is when this condition is satisfied, when I has reached the value of 2, the program completely terminated. That means break statement exits the loops, right? It breaks out of the loop. So it terminates the loop. So at this condition of I is equal to 2, the loop has been terminated, and hence only 0 and 1 are printed. In the continue statement, if you use the continue statement, it skips that particular condition if the condition is satisfied. Once it reaches that particular condition, it skips that code and then executes and continues to the next iteration. So that is the continue statement, and that is the break statement. And if you see another statement called pass, which also can be used inside for and while loops. So if you see pass, so if you write pass and see, so it has printed all the elements in the range of 5. So 5 always prints the numbers from 0, right, to 5 minus 1, n minus 1, whatever number we gave in the range, it prints. So it prints 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So all the elements in the range of 5 as are printed, right? So the pass statement, what if we use the pass statement, it is nothing but a null operation. It skips the loop, that's it. It has nothing to do, it ignores this condition. So this condition should be, even though the condition is true, it ignores the condition and goes to the and prints the result. So that is called null operation, and that is the importance of pass. So, and it runs the code, right? It is just ignoring this condition, even though the condition is a truth, it is satisfied, and has given the output, and it has passed it to the next code. So that is called pass statement. So we'll take one more example, like text is equal to hello, how are you? Then we'll take the for. So for I in text, right? And I just want to give a condition here. So if I is equal to, I'll just use a letter. I'll take, suppose we'll take A. If I is equal to A, then continue and then print I, right? Print I. Now, so you know what is called continuous statement. So it has to skip this A. So in this string, we have A here in AR. So it has to skip that A and then print all other characters of the text. So let's see that. Right, see, hello, how, A, see here, A is skipped and all other characters are printed, right? And let us take the same example and use the break statement. So use break instead of continue. So break means at A, the printing has to stop. So see, hello, how? Because at A, we asked to break the loop. So only hello, how are printed. So that is the purpose of break. And if you use pass, it just ignores that condition. Even though if we give a condition, it ignores that, even if this condition is satisfied, and performs whatever the statements are given below, right? Hello, so everything is being printed. So that is the purpose of these loop control statements: continue, break, and pass. So break exits the loop, continue continues to the next iteration, or we can say that as terminates the current loop iteration, and pass ignores the condition, right? It runs the code, it skips the loop, and it is just like a null operation. And I'll give one more example with the y. So I'll take n is equal to 0, suppose, while n less than 5, n plus 1, increment n by 1, right? So each time we have to increment the n value by 1. And now I'll write if n is equal to 2, then I'll say continue. Sorry, continue. So, and then enter. So please, indentation is very, very important. Check for the indentation, print I, right? So because print option is in the while loop, not in the print if condition. So if n is equal to 2, so n initially we have taken 0, n should be less than 5. So n goes from 0, and we have incrementing each time we are incrementing n by 1. So it goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because 4 is 5, we cannot take. And then the next indentation is if n is equal to 2. So if n becomes 2, we'll continue. Continue is we have to skip that condition. That is, when n becomes 2, it should not print that value. Other than that 2, all other numbers should be printed. sorry, we are taking the number as n. We have to print n, right? Right. So see, first initially n is 0. So it's going from n less than 5, while n is less than 5. N plus 1 is equal to 1. So we have incremented n by 1. So it becomes 1. So 1 is not equal to 2. So it continued and printed. Similarly, next it is incremented by 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 is less than 5. 2 is equal to 2. So it has to skip, continue, skips that particular condition, and then it goes to 3 and so on. So this is how we can use the continue statement. And in the same program, if I use a break, let us see what happens to the program. What is the output of this program? So if you say break, then obviously it will print only 1, because once the condition n is equal to 2 is satisfied, it stops executing the instructions, right? It stops the code. And then if we take the same program and write the pass statement, then let us see what is the purpose of the pass statement. So it will pass, it will ignore that case, and then will execute the entire loop and prints all the numbers starting from 1 to 5. So that is the use of continue, break, and pass. So these three are called loop control statements. They alter the flow of normal loops. They can be used inside for and while loops. I hope you understood the purpose of these three statements in loops. So thank you.